Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball, presented by the U.S. Air Force. Saturday in the park, Chicago style. AU softball's championship season drawing to a close. We made it to the final weekend. 2 days, 4 games, and 1 champion will be crowned. We're going to have 2 games coming your way this afternoon from Parkway Bank Sports Complex in Rosemont, Illinois. Our lid lifter, the first one, it'll be Team Kilfoyl taking on Team Corrick. In about 30 hours from now, we will have 1 firm champion, but we don't know who it's going to be right now. It's all about that leaderboard. Top 4 finishers, all are going to get a medal. Right now, you got Lorenz, Ocasio, Wallace, and Cork 1, 2, 3, and 4, but that all could change. You never know with Athletes Unlimited Softball. Glad to have you along for the ride. It's going to be a full day as we finish off this week 5 of Athletes Unlimited Softball with my partner, Amanda Scarborough. I got Amanda Lorenz on the brain. Amanda Scarborough, I am Eric Collins, and you just never know. Amanda Lorenz is currently top player on the leaderboard. Alicia Ocasio is number 2, but this could shift over the next couple of days.
Yeah, Amanda Lorenz has been at the top for what seems like a while now, and she's proven herself and continues to win innings and win games. And Tim Walton has to be really ecstatic because the top 3 on the leaderboard are all Florida Gators. But who outside the top 4 can make a little bit of noise in this game? I have my eye on Sachel Palacios and also Tori Vidales. Sachel Palacios retiring after this weekend, so you know she's playing for a little something extra. And Tori Vidales is just a gamer. She has proven that in her career. So her back is against the wall in these last 2 days. How big of a move can she make?
That's going to be an even slate. Every player, all 61 here in Athletes Unlimited Softball, will have 2 games to move up that leaderboard. Let's take a look at Team Kilfoyl trying to win their first game this weekend. This is what Lexi Kilfoyl, the captain's lineup card, looks like. You've got Sierra Romero leading things off. She'll be at second base today. Sydney McKinney's out in left field. Tori Vidales had a big hit in yesterday's loss. She's in the 3-hole. Bailey Klingler, the other Romero. Sydney's the shortstop. Kayla Kowalik, Caroline Jacobson, Jordan Rudley, and Claire Davidson rounding out the 9. They will hit against the right-hander from Duke, Peyton St. George.
Peyton St. George can really spin the ball. She's proven that in her professional career, and I feel like it's something that she's gotten better at since she graduated from Duke, where she had really good velocity and spin, but she becomes a pro and has made her name more so for the way that she's able to vary her spins and able to vary speeds all throughout an at-bat.
It is a beautiful day for softball here in Rosemont. Picture perfect afternoon, and it's expected to stay this way throughout the course of our 2 games. Classic Chicago, late August weather. A little bit of a breeze blowing out to left center field. We'll see if that plays a factor.
You know the wind always plays a factor here, Eric. I like, though, that you gave a chance that maybe not today it wouldn't, but the wind is always howling and blowing all kinds of ways, causes havoc on the outfielders.
2 balls and a strike. Peyton St. George working to Sierra Romero. Sierra, 45th out of 61 players on that leaderboard. Off-speed pitch, a beauty. Sierra wanted to offer at it and just couldn't pull the trigger.
Isn't that pitch cool? It's one of the pitches that she's added an off-speed curveball. Also will mix in an off-speed rise ball, that one that she just threw being that off-speed curve.
Back-to-back beauties. And St. George strikes out Romero.
This looked a little bit more like a changeup, whereas the one before was an off-speed curve, and maybe that is too, but this is what Peyton St. George does. She varies her spin, she varies her speed all throughout an at-bat. Great start for St. George.
Next in line, Sydney McKinney. And McKinney starts with a strike. McKinney hitting .385. 15 hits so far this season, 15 hits in 13 games. Into left field, that'll get down. Possible extra bases. McKinney takes a wide turn. Nice throw back in an infield by Morgan Zirkle. There's our first base hit of the game. So McCleney on it first with 1 out. And here comes TV Tori Vidales with a big today and tomorrow, and she could be in the catbird seat. You never know. She's currently 13th on the leaderboard, but she's not too far away from being in the top 10. And if she goes bananas, we're thinking maybe top 5. You never know.
You think about, racking up some points with some extra base hits, maybe a home run, and then you get some inning wins and a game win and MVP points, and somebody like Tori Vidales has the ability to get herself back up into the top 10, into the top 5. She has a good game here.
All the way at the back of the batter's box against Peyton St. George is Tori Vidales. As a pitcher, right-handed pitcher, Amanda, like you were back in the day, when you saw a batter like Vidales way in the back of the batter's box, did that register in your brain?
Yeah, I always noticed it, especially, too, because I relied on my speed a little bit, throwing harder, and I knew that that was going to give her more time to see my pitches. And then it also affected the movement where you start the pitch, too, because she is so far back in the box that you notice that and you're no longer just throwing to the plate. You have to throw to the batter. So affecting both of those things and mentally might play some havoc in your mind.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Yesterday, Tori Vidales and Team Kilfoyl lost by a score of 5-1 against Team Lorenz. Both of our games yesterday finished 5-1 final scores. Off-speed pitch. Bounced off the third base dugout.
Yeah, and you think about, Eric, how late we are in the season, and Peyton St. George coming into this game, just throwing 9 2/3 of innings, too, in this season. So she has the ability to kind of show these hitters some new looks. Yes, they've seen her and have seen her throw some.
High fly ball to center field. Haley McCleney makes it for out number 2. Athletes Unlimited Softball now in its 5th go-around. We started right here in Rosemont in 2020, and we have been flourishing ever since. We've got 60 of the best softball players in the world divided 4 ways, teams of 15 each of the 5 weekends we play. Every team plays 3 games every weekend. Everything is tabulated. Hits are 10 points, doubles are 20, triples are 30, homers are 40. You get points for stealing bases, laying down a successful sacrifice punt, sacrifice fly. If you get hit with a pitch, pitchers get points for recording outs. They lose points for giving up earned runs. You add everything up, and the top 4 finishers after week 5 all received medals. And the top finisher is our individual champion, who will be our 5th. It's a worthy list. 2020, Kat Osterman. 2021, Alicia Ocasio. Deja Mulipola. Last year, Odyssey Alexander. Klingler hits this one off the end of the bat, foul territory, and unplayable. 0-2 to Klingler.
Well, and if you ask the players, too, they don't think too much about the leaderboard and the points. And now everybody's going to be different, so I'm sure there is a handful of them or a smaller percentage that think about the points at all times. But I think most of them, they just want to go out and play the game. And how the points will pan out, it will pan out. But play the game the right way.
Into center field, McCleney coming on, has to play it on the hop. That's a classic deep job by Haley as she came in, wanted to make sure that Sydney McKinney didn't think about going to third.
Haley McCleney playing pretty deep, honoring the power of Bailey Klingler, and just kind of motion with her glove there. That's what you were talking about, Eric. But 2 on now for Team Kilfoyl.
Sydney Romero, younger sister of Sierra, takes outside, ball 1. Sydney has 8 hits so far this season. 5 of those 8 hits have been doubles. Oh, got her. Bases are going to be loaded. That is 8 points the hard way for Sydney Romero. +8 when you hit with a pitch. And we've got runners at first, second, and third with 2 outs.
Yeah, it's just the first inning, but already we're seeing such great moments from Peyton St. George, and then some moments that have been some downs like this that loads the bases with that hit by pitch. So literally up and down, because it's been an out, reach, and then back-to-back hitters reaching on base.
Here's the rookie, Kayla Kowalik. Kowalik hitting .265, does not have a run batted in. This is a golden opportunity for her to drive in a run for the first time here with Athletes Unlimited in our championship season. She's from the San Antonio area. You saw a quick glance of the infield. Looks like she's swinging away. Pitch is low.
Yeah, because with her up, you have to worry about her short game, and you have to worry about her power, her pop that she can have too, and keep her feet still and hit the ball through the infield. But you also have to, if you're a middle infielder, imagine that she might drop it in front of you, soft slap, any type of thing that's going to make you move forward.
This is going to be a big pitch for Peyton St. George. It's 2 balls and a strike. She does not want to fall down to 3-1 against Kowalik. Into center field, that'll get down. First run of the game scores. It's an RBI single for Kowalik. Kowalik thought she was going to get something to hit. She was ready.
That's what looking to hit in a hitter's count looks like. While it gets something that's more out over the plate, it is off speed, but she's just not fooled. She stays in her legs, gets on plane down with that pitch, and drives in a run. A 2-out RBI for Team Kilfoyl.
Next in line, Caroline Jacobson. Jacobson, 7 for 30. Batting average of .233. Doesn't have a homer, has driven in 3. Snap throw it out of first, and just back was Kowalik. You never see that. Bases loaded and throwing to first, trying to pick off a runner. I like that.
Yeah, that's a catcher trying to pick off a catcher over at first base, too.
Sneak attack. That was Charlize Palacios behind the plate. Woof! Beautiful breaking ball. That just made Caroline Jacobson get the jelly knees.
I mean, you're seeing it. You're seeing it a few times in this inning. Buckling of the knees with that off-speed pitch. Throwing some good ones.
Got the dead leg up there. 1-2. Tried to do it again, and this one misses inside. Team Kilfoyl yesterday in 7 innings had 5 hits. They've got 3 hits here in our first inning. The worm is turned on a Saturday afternoon. And Peyton St. George is in trouble. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bases are loaded. This needs to be a strike, and Caroline Jacobson knows it. Clubbed into left field, hit well, going back and making the catch on the wall is Morgan Zirkle. Oh my goodness, Jacobson gave it a ride, but it ends up in Zirkle's glove. 1-0 lead for Team Kilfoyl. So far so good for Team Kilfoyl. They get 3 base hits in the first inning. The last one by Kayla Kowalik driving in a run. They lead 1-0. And now they'll be on defense, taking on Team Cork. Let's take a look at Georgina's Cork's lineup card. Aubrey Leach hit in the number 2 hole yesterday. She's been bumped up to the leadoff spot. She'll be followed by Sis Bates. Haley McCleney playing her last weekend of professional softball. She's in the 3 hole. Charlize Palacios, Sam Fisher, Sachelle Palacios. Andrea Filler had the night off yesterday. She's at first base, followed by Megan Wiggins and Morgan Zirkle. That 9 will bat against Kat Sandercock.
Sandercock has proven that she could be a great starter. She can come in relief. She can be a shutdown closer. We've seen her a lot of different roles. Her second year now with Athletes Unlimited after her career at Florida State. Could be more of a drop ball pitcher, throw with good velocity, but will show up in the zone with her rise ball just to make that drop ball look a little bit better when she throws it.
First ball swinging. Aubrey Leach gets herself a base hit. 16th hit of the season for Leach. She's now 16 for 43, and she continues to impress.
Oh, waste no time to keep that hit streak going, right? It's 11 consecutive games for her with the hit. First pitch that she sees, expecting that down pitch from Sandercock, and look at her get her barrel down to that pitch. That is going to be the scouting report on Sandercock. She's going to want to use that drop ball, and Aubrey Leach spoils it.
Leach has now reached base with a hit or a walk in every game she's played this year. 14 consecutive games.
That's so impressive. Tone setter right there.
And oh, by the way, she's got a law degree. Yeah, jeez.
Can do it all.
Here's Sis Bates. Sis is hitting .349, just like Aubrey Leach before her. Came into today's game with 15 hits on the year. She's 15 for 43. Leach had been 15 for 42. Leach bluffed, and she'll have to go back to first. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Sis. Already left hand. Ball and 2 strikes to Bates. Whacked foul down the right field line.
Just feels like, and I was watching the games last night too, and I thought the same thing. Feels like just a different energy. I think that all these players know and realize you're going into the last weekend. You want to make it your best. You want to finish strong. You want to finish with a bang. Just feeling that in every game.
Sis goes down to one knee to foul that one. Almost took out Haley McCleney.
Can't have that happen.
She's made it this far. Got to keep her upright. Here's your leaderboard, upper left-hand corner of the screen. This is going to be super important today and tomorrow. You've got 3 Florida Gators. Lorenz, Ocasio, and Wallace, 1, 2, and 3 on that leaderboard. Top 4 finishers all win medals.
Well, how about Skylar Wallace sneaking back up there?
Yeah.
Been a captain at times this season and currently sitting in that 3 spot. She has a chance.
Had a homer yesterday, got some MVP points.
Gators are just going to fight it out, I guess, up at the top. I cannot wait to see what is going to happen today and tomorrow, and to know that in just over 24 hours, we're going to have a champion. And know, too, I mean, if you medal, it is a huge deal in this league. You mentioned it, world-class athletes, some of the best athletes in the world, to have a top 4 finish, and even if you don't finish first place, but to finish in that top 4 is a huge deal. To finish in the top 10 is a huge deal. And a lot of the athletes, that's their goal when they start the season, is to finish in the top 10 and then see how it plays out if you have a chance to win it all.
2-2 pitch. Whacked down line, right field, hit well, and it's gone! Holy sister! First homer of the year for Sis Bates, and it's an inning win for Team Corrick.
She plays with so much joy, and then she gets that joy right back from her teammates. She has a little pop to this side of the field. She didn't hit a home run in her first couple of seasons, her first 3 seasons, but each of the last 2 in AUX and the champ season in 2023 had 1 home run. She has pop every now and then, and gives a big answer back for Team Corrick after they gave up that 1 run in the top of the first.
That is a classic example of finishing off your oatmeal for breakfast. If she had left a bite of oatmeal left in the bowl, that wouldn't have gone out. That made it over the fence by about 6 inches.
Got some love from her captain there that is in her face in the dugout, just pumping her up. And look, everybody loves Sis Bates because this is the energy that she gives to them. Whenever they have the big moments, that's what she gives them, and she gets it right back.
And I know it's only the first inning, and we don't know how this game's going to play out, but immediately you're thinking MVP points for Sis Bates. That is a big hit for her that will be remembered when this game's done, and we vote for MVPs. Haley McCleney, foul, third base side.
Well, and Georgina Corrick, the captain for Team Corrick, for this orange team, moved Sis Bates up in the lineup to 7th spot. She was more toward the bottom of the lineup in yesterday's game, so that move paying off big time for the captain, Corrick.
Three balls and a strike to Haley McCleney. There's never been an AU season that has not included Haley McCleney, one of the all-time greats. Swung at a big opportunity and comes up empty. It's 3-2. Let's check in with Savannah.
Sis, we've talked all season about how your offense has developed, but how did it build up to that home run?
Man, we had a little question in our gate today, and we were talking about what we're proud of most, and I'm just proud of, you know, competing in the off-season and trying to get to my best swing, so I'm most prepared when I'm here. And, like, man, I can play two sides of the ball, and
yeah, you can.
These people make me feel like it's all worth it, and I just love them so much.
Eric wants to know, what did you have for breakfast today? And are you going to have it again tomorrow?
I had breakfast with Andrea Filler and her hubby Kyle and my hubby Jamal. Not actually my hubby, but kind of my hubby. And I had a sausage sandwich from, not McDonald's, Starbucks. Ooh. And I will be back.
Okay, she's coming back again tomorrow.
I had a good cry today because I'm just playing with my best friends and they're retiring, and it's just like, I'm obsessed with them. I love them so much, and they make me feel so empowered.
Good breakfast and a good cry equals a home run for Sis Bates. That's how you do it. Thanks, Sis.
First home of the year for Sis Bates.
The best.
Off-speed pitch called, strike 3. First out for Sandercock as McCleney didn't agree with the call.
You know, you've got to be ready to hit today because already in the bottom of the first, you can tell that this is a more liberal strike zone, getting a little bit down, a little bit off the plate, not getting the very bottom of the zone. And boy, Kat Sandercock needed that strikeout bad in this inning. That could be a turning point for her in this inning and maybe even in this game.
Here's Charlize Palacios. Swings at the first pitch and taps it foul.
And just to follow up too on Sis, when asked, you know, what are your goals for this season? One of the years she put, my goal is to bring joy to others while competing my little booty off. And that just to me is Sis Bates in a nutshell. That goal for what she wants to get out of a season, she never just makes it about herself in terms, the only way she makes it about herself is that she wants to make others happy. She wants to pour into others positivity and joy and happiness. And that is 101 her, and she will compete her little booty off too at the same time.
Little number back to the circle. Sandercock fields and fires, 2 down. The way that Athletes Unlimited's algorithm works and the leaderboard changes with every at-bat. That home run by Sis Bates is really a 50-point swing. You get 40 points for a home run, and that home run won the inning for Team Corrick. So 40 and 10 for the homer and the inning win, plus 50 already 20 minutes into our game. Here's Sam Fisher. Sam right in the middle of the pack at the beginning of the day. 31st out of 61 players on the leaderboard. That is a fair ball. Extra bases for Fisher. She's on her way to second. This could be 3. Fisher around second. On her way to third. Save! A 2-out triple for Sam Fisher.
Most people are probably wondering if she's okay. It's a packed house. The fans are all here to watch this final weekend. But if you know Sam Fisher, you're thinking, okay, I think 90% she's okay. The other 10% might be that she's not okay. Let's see. Hopefully she is. Oh, no. I don't know whether to be worried or laugh because with Sam Fisher, it could go either way. But inside-out swing, that is an inside pitch, and she drives it the other way. And look at her. She sees that go to the corner, and she's thinking, all right, I'm headed to third. And she slides in. She slides underneath. Look at Sis Bates in the background. That is Sis Bates all the time. Man. and that she's okay, though.
Sam Fisher has made it known that this is her final weekend of professional softball. After playing for the last 5 years here with Athletes Unlimited, and for half a decade before that, National Pro Fast Pitch and the national team, she's going to put her spikes on home plate and end her career. And we're going to have a change. She's going to come out of the game right now. Hopefully this is nothing significant and she's just going to be pinch run for.
I hate this for her. Announced her retirement after this season, and just want the best for her to be able to go out on her terms, how she wants it. And we've talked about Sis Bates in the background, Eric, and so look not at Sam, but just in the background, look at Sis telling her to get down. She's basically a third base coach at this point, and then she becomes the biggest cheerleader. Maybe a gymnast back there, but that's Sis Bates again for you, the best.
Allie Skaggs comes on to run for Fisher. Sasha Palacios down the left field line, and this is foul.
Yeah, it's a cool way too that Team Corey has built this lineup, is that it's, you know, all veterans, and a lot of the players that are retiring: Haley McCleney, Sam Fisher, Sasha Palacios, who have stated early in the season that they were going to retire. There was Georgina Corrick, the captain of this team. A lot of vets.
I wouldn't classify Peyton St. George as being a vet. She's on the younger side. She's been in the league for the last couple of years, but she also has announced that this will be her final go-around with Athletes Unlimited. Palacios beginning the day 8th on the leaderboard.
Just a lot of experience in this lineup. A lot of games played, a lot of pitches seen, a lot of proven players. I mean, they're all proven players in this league, but players that have been around and are established for a while.
Inning began with Aubrey Leach single to center field. She was able to walk home after Sis Bates hit her first homer of the season. Haley McCleney struck out. Charlize Palacios bounced to the circle. Then the triple by Sam Fisher. And now Sasha Palacios with a 1-ball, 2-strike count. High in the air. It's going to be playable for someone. And the catch is made by Bailey Klingler.
Yeah, but how about Sis Bates taking back the lead? Kilfoyl took it in the top of the first, and in the bottom of the first is all Sis Bates with the joy, the passion, and the pop with the home run.
Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. Yeah, both sides able to score in our first inning. Team Kilfoyl scored 1 run. It was upped by Team Cork, who scored twice on the homer by Sis Bates. It is a 2-1 lead for Team Cork as we play the second inning. Team Kilfoyl sent 7 batters to the plate in the first inning, left the bases loaded. And we will have Jordan Rudley leading things off. Jordan Rudley will bat, looking for her first hit of the season. She's 0 for 4. But she has got a big cheering contingent in the stands. Rudley played college softball about 10 miles east of here, Northwestern, in Evanston, Illinois, right there along Lake Michigan. She is an Indianapolis native, Greenwood, that's suburban Indianapolis.
Are DePaul and Northwestern rivals?
Yes, in the softball world.
Okay. But not in any other sports world?
I wouldn't say so, no. Well, DePaul didn't have a football team, that kind of stuff, but yeah, it would be kind of hard.
I'm glad I said sports world and not football. It's from the Texas
I don't think they
girl.
really play a lot in basketball and other sports. But softball, yes, because they're always perennial top 20 teams. I think similar players, too, like players from the Midwest. Both wonderful coach programs over the years, great tradition.
all day today.
Yeah. Jordan spent 5 years playing at Northwestern. She has played the entire summer with Athletes Unlimited. We saw her in Wichita for the AUX season. Had a homer out in Wichita. On the ground, sharply in left field. Her first hit of our championship season. And her players at Purdue all stand up to cheer her on.
And it's an off-speed pitch, and her lower half goes, but her hands stay back just long enough to make something out of getting kind of fooled by that. But I love, too, again, to me, it's all about relationships and looking in the dugout and seeing how her teammates were celebrating that first hit and pumped up for her. I mean, to me, that's what it's all about.
Emily Carasoni, the facilitator for Team Kilfoyl, is going to make a change. We're going to have a pinch runner. So Rudley is going to go to the bench and bask in the glory of her single and be replaced by Sarah Willis. And it may not just be Team Kilfoyl making a change. I think Peyton St. George wanted a new ball.
I think with the pace of this game, Eric, I think that nobody wants the season to end. I mean, just crawling at the beginning of this game. Everybody just wants it to last forever. I mean, we're still on the day before the last day, but just trying to be out here as long as we possibly can, huh?
Claire Davidson swings to the first pitch, and what a play by Morgan Zirkle. Read it right off the bat, got a great jump, and makes the play for out number 1. One down, runner on to first base. Let's go down in the dugout and hang out with Savannah Collins.
Well, Georgina Korek gave me some great insight into using Peyton St. George. In fact, she said she feels like other captains have mistaken her skill set and it causes them to misuse her in games. So here's the example. She talked about how if you bring Peyton St. George into a game, the middle of it, bases loaded, not a lot outs, it puts her in a tough spot because she described her as one of the spinniest pitchers in this league. And because of that, she's going to get a lot of squibble hits, is what Georgina said. In those situations, they're dangerous. But when she starts a game and has the opportunity to build up her hard stuff throughout the game, those hits can make an offense lose confidence. And we've seen quite a few of those already today. Even her catcher, Charlize Palacio, says those kind of hits where you're not really barreling up the ball, you're just kind of putting one down here and there, can really get in an offense's head. So they wanted to cook off of that, the speed and hitting spots that Peyton St. George brings to a game.
One of the spinniest pitchers around. Good stuff. Look at Willis taking a chance. That is great base running. She moves to second on the fly ball out off the bat of Sierra Romero. If you're coming in as a pinch runner, you might as well make your presence known. That ball at challenge, his flag is out. They're going to challenge whether or not Willis was safe at second. I think that's a great chance for Willis. Why not? 2 outs, get in scoring position.
Yeah, especially with the top of the lineup up, and just you see how Morgan Zirkle wasn't looking for it, wasn't expecting it. So she goes ahead and takes it, and right away Aubrey Leach thought that she got her. She motioned to her head, which is a sign for a challenge. We'll see.
Ooh, that's going to be interesting.
Really close. Called safe on the field, of course, so that's always important. That is bang, bang right there. Let's see here. I think she might be out. What? I think she might be out.
That is
so close.
I'm siding with you, but the call on the field was safe. So you need indisputable video evidence to overturn.
Right
is that
there.
Considered indisputable?
She's not on the bag, and it looked to me like Aubrey had her glove on her leg.
After further review, the call at second base is upheld. The runner was safe. This is Team Korek's first challenge.
I used to be really good at these, Eric, and then the summer hit, and I just took a right turn to being wrong. So hopefully that changes in the college season. This is my last broadcast weekend. Hopefully by college season next year, I'm back on track.
Well, for the most part, the captains have not had good luck this year. Total challenges, now 26. Only 4 of the 26 challenges have been successful. So the inning continues, and we will have Sydney McKinney Now a runner in scoring position for McCleney, who singled her first time up. Throw down to second. Interesting. Allie Skaggs, who came in for Sam Fisher when Sam tripled and had to leave the game. Skaggs still in the game right now at third base. We're keeping an eye on Sam. Hopefully she's okay and can return. Softly hit into left field, and Zirkle can't make the play. Willis rounds third and scores, and it is another run for Team Kilfoyl to tie the game at 2.
Well, I'm curious what happened out in left field, because a couple of uncharacteristic defensive mistakes by Morgan Zirkle. First, when Sarah Willis went first to second on that fly ball and she wasn't expecting it. And then this ball was in the air for a long time. It looked like she was there, kind of looked down to see where Sis Bates was. I'm not sure if she just didn't have a good read, but I thought on the break that she had on this ball when she's going hard in, I thought she was going to catch it. She was right there.
Sydney McKinney's actually on Morgan Zirkle's staff at Marshall in Huntington, West Virginia. She's credited with a single, and then the error on the throw by Zirkle back into the infield allows her to move to second base. So single and an RBI for McKinney. High pop-up, home run in the phone booth. Tori Vidales pops out to Aubrey Leach, and the side is retired. But Team Kilfoyl building a picket fence. Single runs in the first and the second. We're tied at 2.
Halfway up the line, Zirkle slaps it into center field. Wiggins rounding third. They're going to send her, and she's going to score. Team Palacios walks it off, and Sachel stays perfect as a captain.
One of the great moments this year of Athletes Unlimited's championship season. The sister Palacios, they have been fantastic working with each other and interacting with each other, loving each other. This is the final professional weekend for Sachel, who doesn't have the chest protector on. Charlize is wearing the chest protector. They've alternated duties catching so far this weekend.
It's been cool to see them get to play together for the first time and see Sachel in her last season be a captain and have that memorable moment with the walk-off on her team.
Andrea Filler is the batter. We've got 2 players from Northwestern in our game. Andrea Filler playing for Team Cork. Jordan Rudley, who is the catcher for Team Kilfoyl. Actually, I guess Rudley is not catching. She's the DP. May come in to catch at some point. Up high. It'll be Filler, Megan Wiggins, and Morgan Zirkle to bat against Kat Sandercock here in our second inning. On the ground, third baseman Klingler. In time, Filler is retired. Well, experience AU Pro Softball in person here in Rosemont, Illinois for the final day of the season. Tomorrow, it is Champions Day at the ballpark, featuring an AU Champions replica medal giveaway for the first 250 fans. Go to auprosoftball.com to buy your tickets now.
Should be another beautiful day, I hope. It's a packed house today, wanting to get outside and see these athletes compete in the last weekend.
Here's Megan Wiggins. Wiggins, 20th out of 61 players on the leaderboard. This is now her 14th year as a professional. Underneath the glove of Sandercock. Base hit for Wiggins, her 8th of the season.
It's an off-speed pitch, and she's just able to hang on to it.
Number.
A little bit off the plate, too, but looking for something on that side of the plate. Level swing right back up the middle of the field past the glove of Kat Sandercock.
Here's Morgan Zirkle, hitting in the 9th hole today. 312 batter, 5 runs batted in. Solid single by Zirkle. Wasted no time. That is the 5th hit, first time through the order for Team Corrick.
Being so aggressive and just going down again, that you know what you're going to get from Sandercock is something down in the zone. So if you get something down and it's out over the plate, take a swing early in the count if it is what you're looking for. Morgan Zirkle, another veteran, turns over the top of the lineup to Aubrey Leach now with 2 on.
We have 20 official at-bats in our game, combining both sides, and 10 hits. Everyone who comes to the plate's got a 50-50 chance of getting a base hit 2 innings into our game.
Which is not how it was earlier in
no.
this season. The pitchers were very dominant.
Here's Aubrey Leach, singled and scored an inning ago. Folks, I've got a note about Kat Sandercock. If you want to name your child something that's going to be effective in the world of softball, name your child Kat. The top 2 pitchers in terms of ERA in the history of Athletes Unlimited softball, both named Kat. Kat Osterman, no surprise there. But how many of you at home knew that it was Kat Sandercock with the 2nd best ERA in the history of Athletes Unlimited softball with a minimum of 45 innings?
Yeah, I didn't know that. You just taught me something I didn't know, and I feel like I'm pretty prepared going into these games, but I didn't know that fact.
One's the cat's meow, the other one's the cat's pajamas.
Well, and one with a K and one with a C.
A little bit different.
A little different, but same gist.
They both are a shortened version of Catherine. Catherine Sandercock from Florida State. Ball and 2 strikes to Leach. Coming into this game, Sandercock's career ERA is 2.16. Totally respectable. Great pitch. If you strike out Aubrey Leach, you're doing something. 2 down.
She needs to throw that pitch more to these left-handed hitters, and it is moving. We saw Leach swing and miss at it like this, and also Haley McCleney. That pitch is her best pitch, in my opinion, today. Needs to go to that more, because a couple of hits from lefties and Wiggins and Zirkle out away from their body. Needs to go to that inside pitch more.
Here's Sis Bates, homered an inning ago. We've got the 2nd inning on the line. Team Kilfoyl scored 1 run top of the 2nd inning, so unless Team Cork can do something, it's going to be a +10 for Team Kilfoyl. Oh, did that get her? It did. Hit by pitch, +8 for Sis Bates, and the bases will be loaded.
Trying to go inside like we talked about to these lefties, but just getting the elbow of Sis.
So the bases are loaded for Haley McCleney, playing in her final weekend of professional softball. And this is such an important moment that the entire infield is going to get together and make sure that everyone's on the same page.
Well, and I mean, out number 3 has been the hardest thing to get in this game so far, because after out number 2 in every single inning, the next hitter or 2 has reach. So you get that 2nd out, both of these teams utilizing all their outs, not going away easy at all. Trying to make the most of every inning.
Inning began when Andrea Filler bounced out to 3rd, but then back-to-back singles by Wiggins and Zirkle. The strikeout of Aubrey Leach, and then Sis Bates was hit by the pitch from Kat Sandercock. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Haley McCleney, the batter. Haley's still upset over the fact that she struck out looking an inning ago.
And Sandercock needs to see with where she can get that outside pitch called. I mean, that was about a ball and a half off the plate, right at the bottom of the zone, a well-located pitch. And so there's no need. If you're going to get that pitch called, there is no need to come more on the plate with it. Keep throwing to that spot that is just right at the knees on the outside corner, about a ball and a half off the plate, and then go in hard when you need to with that drop that's moving.
On the ground, shortstop Romero flips the short way to third, and the side is retired. It is an inning win for Team Kilfoyl as Kat Sandercock leaves them loaded.
I can't put into words what softball as a sport just has done for me in my life. The people that I've met, the network I've been able to create. I know I'm going to be set up for life because of what I did on the field and the relationships that I built.
McCleney at the wall! She is spectacular!
I want to be remembered as someone that was consistent, that brought energy every single day, that poured into the people around her. Accolades and trophies and all the, recognition, like that's gonna pass, that fades, those collect dust, but relationships last a lifetime. And I want to be remembered as someone that treated everyone the exact same, that loved everyone, that poured into everyone, that made everyone better. And I want to be remembered as someone that left the game better than they found it.
Well, she has. Haley McCleney has been brilliant. She's been inspirational. She's been a leader. She's been a best friend. And, oh, by the way, she's got one of the prettiest swings I've ever seen in the game of softball.
Now, we've got to see it for a long time, too, going back to her career at Alabama. And remember Coach Patrick Murphy, the head coach at Alabama, was here yesterday, surprised her, and that is one of the most influential people that she said in her life, so quite a surprise for her on her final weekend to get to see him in the stands showing up in support, but then just an honor even just to watch her play and watch her be a great teammate.
Haley McCleney, first year in the championship season, came in 5th. She's also finished 12th, 11th, 3rd, and 7th when you think about championship and AUX play. That is consistently excellent. Bailey Klingler has the ball, glance her bat. Ball and 2 strikes. Klingler, Sydney Romero, Kayla Kowalik batting here in the 3rd inning.
Well, it's a huge deal, too, that she's gotten all defensive team for every year that the award has been available. She's gotten it in that outfield position.
Chase the pitch. Did she get a piece of it? Yep. I remember a couple of weeks ago we were talking to Haley. She had a microphone on, and we were talking about center field play, and we talked about Laura Berg, and we talked about her. And I don't think I could have given a bigger compliment. She said, "Oh my goodness, Laura Berg was who I idolized growing up." So it's pretty cool when you have one generation leading to the next.
Well, now she talks about the game so analytically and sees the game so uniquely. And now we get to hear her talk about it in an analyst position on SEC Network, with having studio coverage for the first time and being a part of SEC Network for the first time this past season. So hope to see her more because she's really good at her job there. And I like to think maybe that's a big part of what's next for her.
Sydney Romero was hit with a pitch, +8. That was back in the 1st inning. Over the years, there's been certain players who are just ball magnets. Sydney's been one of them. Last season, 2023, she was hit with a pitch 7 times. She's one of the most mild-mannered people in the league, but I remember she started to get a little bit chapped. 7 times is a lot in 15 games.
She is mild-mannered. Works hard at everything that she does, takes a lot of pride in her defense as well as her swing. Of course, I heard you guys ask her, or I think Natasha yesterday when she was mic'd up during the game, okay, you have just 20 minutes to practice. Are you going to spend that time hitting, or are you going to spend that time on defense? And of course, she said hitting. Loves to hit, started her own new hitting journal that she put out for other young athletes to use, and she uses it herself. So it's not like it's something that she created that is just, you know, to sell and to get people to buy. It's something that she herself uses on an everyday basis with the hitting journal that now others can use too.
Doesn't need the hitting journal so far today. She's been up twice and hadn't had to take the bat off her shoulders. She's been hit with a pitch, and now she's walked. So a plus 18 without swinging. One out base runner for Team Kilfoyl. Here's Kayla Kowalik. Right to the first baseman, who drops it. Filler still, thought about the lead runner, and that wasn't a great idea. Everyone's safe.
Well, and Cindy Romero would have been caught on that line drive if it would have stayed in Filler's glove. But because she actually got a really big jump, she put herself in a position, took a couple of steps forward when the ball was hit towards second base, but put herself in a position to get to second safely. So it actually paid off. But if she catches it, then it's a double play, and she didn't. So now it's 2 on.
Yeah, it went from being a double play to getting no one out. And a golden opportunity for Team Kilfoyl. They've scored 1 run in each of the first 2 innings. Caroline Jacobson. Ball and a strike to Jacobson, who flew out to right back in the first inning.
Team Kilfoyl has made Peyton St. George throw a lot of pitches already in this game. Over the 60 pitch mark now.
For those of you wondering about the leaderboard and what just happened with Kayla Kowalik, official score called that a fielder's choice. Filler chose to go to second, see if she can get the runner. Didn't, so it's not a single, so no points awarded to Kowalik.
That's one of those where you're like, dang it, I hit that ball so hard and I don't get a hit for that? You know, like, not that you're just so wrapped up in your stats, but it's like you can't hit the ball any harder than what she just did, and she gets a fielder's choice for it.
I feel for Peyton St. George.
Yeah, that too.
She actually now is responsible for both the runners on at first and at second. She probably should be in the dugout if that double play had been turned. Popped up on the infield. 2 down. Be sure to check out the brand new AU Pro Athletes Marketplace. This hub is for businesses and fans to engage with AU athletes directly on a variety of individual NIL activities. Go to auprosports.com/marketplace to see how you can support your favorite athletes today. Jordan Rudley. She's got a lot of her college players in the building. She's an assistant coach at Purdue, not too far down the road in Indiana. No swing. Interesting to note, Peyton St. George, this is living life the hard way. Of the 8 outs that she's recorded, 7 of them have been flyouts. Here in Chicago, windy days, you want to keep the ball on the ground. Ball gets away from the catcher Palacios, and both Romero and Kowalik will pick up an extra 60.
We'll see if somebody can get back-to-back outs after getting the second out. That's what I'm looking for, is just that shutdown going at the next hitter after you get that second out and shutting down the inning. That ball just in the dirt, off-speed pitch, getting away from Palacios. Down as a wild pitch.
Palacios able to block that one. That's a good pitch. 3-2.
Yeah, and honestly, it's that side of the plate, so outside to a lefty, inside to a righty, that both of these pitchers are getting a little bit off the plate. You can feel really comfortable basically going on the chalk line on that side.
almost to the backstop. That walk loads the bases. So the perfect day for Jordan Rudley continues. Where you been all my life? Came into this game without a base hit. She's got a single and a walk first 2 times up.
She's trying to prove to her players up there she's still got it. A little bit of added pressure as if the last weekend isn't enough. When your team is in the stands, you got to show off a little bit.
Claire Davidson puts a charge into that one. Caught! Megan Wiggins, how do you do? Oh, that's a game saver. With the bases loaded, Megan Wiggins makes the play, crashing into the wall.
And Megan Wiggins knows this field. She has been playing professional softball for 13 years. All of them, I think, have been right here on this field, back against the wall. She got it.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got a chance for Team Cork to win an inning. Team Kilfoyl threatened but could not score in the top of this 3rd inning. Now, the bases loaded, so with 1 run, Team Cork could win this 3rd inning. It's a 2-2 tie. As we play the bottom of the 3rd inning, we're going to talk to TV Tori Vidales this half inning. She's wearing a microphone. She can hear us. She's at first base for Team Kilfoyl. What's up, TV Tori? How you doing?
Hey guys,
How do you know where the cameras are at all times?
You know, I see that red light. I've got an inkling for it. It comes on and I'm ready. I'm ready.
I've been asking players this entire weekend. Seems like players have their gloves off more than they have them on. Why do you take your glove off in between pitches sometimes?
Fun fact, my hand gets very sweaty, so I've got to take it out and like dry it off a little bit and then put it back in, hopefully with enough time to be ready. Yeah, cat. Oh, good pitch.
First ball swinging, Charlize Palacios.
Yes, cat.
Into the
Big
glove
out,
of the
nice
right
job.
fielder, Claire Davidson.
Tori, what's it feel like to go into this last weekend? Like, what are the vibes and the feels of you and the other players? Like, what does it feel like to go into this last weekend?
Yeah, I think it depends. Like, I personally, I used to feel a lot of pressure because it's like the last push, your last opportunity to make it up the leaderboard. But honestly, I feel like I've kind of turned it into how can I spend the most time having fun and like getting to know my team, especially for me this week. It's a lot of new players that I haven't got to play with, so it's been really fun just getting to know them and building that camaraderie and getting to play together and having fun. And then that's when I feel like you see success. Come on! Good.
Oh, now we have quick outs on the inning that we actually get to talk to you. What's that all about? What the heck? Come on, softball gods.
Hey, I'll take them all day. I'll take the quick outs.
Hey, Tori, I know that you've been closely connected over the years internationally. Also here, pro ball with the woman at the plate right now, Sachelle Palacios. She's going to retire at the end of this weekend. Your thoughts on Sachelle and what she's meant to you?
Man, Sash has been such an anchor. Oh! Ouch. And she does that right there, beats herself up. Always behind the plate, she gets beat up a little bit, and she gets back up every time. But I think for us, especially on Team Mexico, yeah, Kat, she was the heartbeat for us, and we honestly wouldn't have been able to do it without her. I think there's not enough words in the English dictionary to describe what she meant to us. So I think it's so cool this year specifically getting to see her flourish, and I think for once everybody else understanding what we always saw in her. And so now her getting to be a captain, getting to play with her sister, getting to, build her relationships, it's been a really cool because she's been on the other side of things and had some years where she's only won 2-3 games. So I love that this is her last season and I'm getting to share it with her. And then I got an opportunity to play with her this year. That's been really great. But I got to take her out today. She can have tomorrow's game.
I feel like you're the perfect person to talk about her and speak so highly about her. Outside of Sachelle, what other hitter has impressed you this season?
Well, I think Charlize Palacios, the other sister, she's been killing it, especially coming off such a hot season in the Women's College World Series and postseason, just hitting all these Char bombs and seeing her transition to pro so swiftly. And I think a lot of that is just being around us. We've known Char for a really long time and got to talk ball with her, but I think she's somebody that's really come in and proven that she's got a bat that you've got to look out for coming into the future.
Just curious, you're playing with her right now, Kat Sandercock. I passed a note on just a little bit ago. She's second to only Kat Osterman in career ERA in the history of Athletes Unlimited.
Hey.
You're playing with her right now. What are some of the things that she does in the circle that makes her as effective as she is?
I love this because Kat is so underrated. She is like such a grinder, and I love that when she pitches, you can watch. She's gonna like make eye contact with all of the infielders, and really just like sticks herself into the ground and gets it done. And I love that she includes all of us in that. And then she does things like this and gets out of a situation and keeps doing it every time.
Oh my gosh, first 3 up, 3 down inning, Tori, but wanted to talk to you more. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Keep on keeping on. Thank you, Tori. Team Kilfoyl, Team Corrick tied at 2 as we play the 4th. Georgina Cork will face 1, 2, and 3. This will be the 3rd time through the lineup for Team Kilfoyl. Played at South Florida. Georgina has had a wonderful season. ERA below 3, 3-1. Currently 4th out of 61 players on the leaderboard, but that leaderboard is tight right now.
And she always throws a lot of strikes too. Only 9 walks and her over 20 innings pitched. Go right at you, side to side, but also bring in nice off-speed pitch that surprised you at times.
Cork will face Romero, McCleney, and Vidales here in the 4th inning. This inning is worth 20 points. Sierra is 0 for 2. Struck out to begin our ball game and flied out to left. Cork, our second pitcher of the game for Team Cork. She replaces Peyton St. George, who's going to join us right now. 2-1 pitch is low, 3-1. Hey, Peyton.
Hello.
Enjoyed watching you pitch. Windy, hot day in Chicago. Summarize your 3 innings of work for us.
I regret wearing sleeves. That's about I felt good. I feel like I haven't had a chance to start this season, so as a reliever, you get all game to lock in. So my warm-up looked a little different, just making sure I was sharp when I got there out there the first inning. Little bumpy, but I feel good walking away from it and letting George take the reins.
Peyton, what was your goal coming into your outing? Like, what was your mindset or some keys that you wanted to go into your outing with?
I feel like my goal has remained the same the past 2 years. It's no surprise that I throw off speed a lot. And so I feel like when I'm really putting conviction behind that pitch, it's hard to barrel up. And just quickly figuring out what the batter's plan is, which I feel like they give away on, between the first 2 pitches. So Shar is really, really good about, just being on the same page to where, okay, if someone's sitting soft, we might go 3 hard in a row. Oh, no. Sorry, that ball's coming over here. But it's just, knowing that, okay, even though someone is sitting on the soft, I still have to throw it with conviction because they still have to hit it.
Peyton, it's been so much fun watching you mature and develop. Coming out of Duke a couple of years ago, you've been a pro now for a handful of seasons, but this is going to be your final weekend of pro softball. Give us a sense of what the future holds for you.
Well, I tried to Irish goodbye my softball career, and my teammates did not let me. It has been really fun. I remember when my season ended at UCLA as a 5th year at Duke, I was ready to go into the corporate world, and my manager was the one who was like, didn't you get drafted to some pro league? Like, you should go play. So I was ready to be done and hang up my cleats at Duke, and I'm so glad she told me to go play. Because I have just loved every minute of being here, and my dad always said if work's getting in the way, that's a good thing because that means you're developing in another professional space. So I just know it's time for me to walk away, and I don't want softball to be the sacrifice when I've worked so hard in the corporate world, which I'm really, really proud of.
Okay, so when you're going to look back on it, what's been your favorite memory? You can choose AU and you can choose Duke.
Oh, man. My favorite softball memory of all time is probably beating Texas when they were undefeated my junior year, right before COVID hit. It was like the turning page for me at Duke. I always joke, like, you've never seen adversity until you've been on two sides of the same coin of losing 35 games and winning 35 games. So I feel like Duke as a program, we were always told, you know, you may never see the shade of a tree you're planting because it's a new program. And I feel like our win against Texas was really the turning point of our whole season, and we realized like we're not the underdog anymore. So I think that beats winning an ACC championship, honestly.
Peyton, you've always kind of not been afraid of new things. You talked about hooking up with Marissa Young at Duke and starting that program, coming here to a very young Athletes Unlimited. You're still involved. Athletes Unlimited has got this new exchange marketplace called Influencer, NIL deals possible between businesses and fans and players. And give us a sense of what that is all about.
This has been really cool this summer because my worlds are colliding. My full-time job is primarily in the NIL space, so I only got 1 year to do NIL as a fifth year, and I just found a passion for it, and I went to do it full-time of just working with schools every single day and working with them to build out a custom marketplace. And AU quickly realized there is a space for that in the professional range of just these athletes still have name, image, and likeness. They still have monetary opportunities to showcase who they are. And so they actually reached out to my company and getting a marketplace set up, which I got to kind of lead. So it was really, really cool. You know, I meet with the AU staff on Zoom and figuring out what it will look like, getting all the players onboarded, and then I come to practice and I see them in the dome. And so it's been really cool. I never thought my worlds would collide, and I remember when that went into sales, that Athletes Unlimited had bought, you know, the NIL marketplace, I was like, oh, that's me. I'm going to lead that one.
Well, good luck with everything. You're going to be a wild success. You've been a wild success in the world of softball, and I will not forget the way that you played and the style you played with.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That is the wonderful Peyton St. George saying goodbye to this great game of softball over the weekend. Back in a moment. We are tied at 2 as we play the bottom of the fourth inning. This is a rollover inning. If Team Cork can score just one run, they will win 20 points for everyone in that dugout. Aubrey Leach wearing a microphone. Let's go into the game now with the U.S. Air Force.
I just want you to know they asked me yesterday who the hardest the person to defend is, and I said you. Oh. Two. Oh, no. If Sam can't come back in, you want a third baseman? Do you want Skaggs or Spade? Probably Skaggs. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Hammy. Yeah. She's okay, but she's not going to play the rest.
That is Aubrey Leach not only communicating with the umpires, with their teammates, with their captain, but also, was that Sam Fisher's parents?
Yeah, Sam's family out there. She's being the one that's communicating to them out there.
Sam Fisher, if you're just joining us, had an awkward slide on a triple back in the first inning, and that was Aubrey Leach talking to her parents, saying, seems like she's okay. I'm just repeating what she said, but she's not going to come back in. We shall see. We thank Aubrey Leach for wearing a microphone and the access that provides. Bottom third of the order, Filler, Wiggins, and Zirkle batting against a new pitcher, Lexi Kilfoyl, the captain, Team Kilfoyl, in the circle. On the ground, sharply to the second baseman, Sierra Romero throws out Filler.
Now with Lexi Kilfoyl coming in, you're going to see a lot of ground balls to the infield because of the drop ball that she throws. She'll mix in her changeup as well. The rookie from Oklahoma State.
Kilfoyl began today 6th on the leaderboard. She began the weekend 4th on the leaderboard. She was the talk of Athletes Unlimited for the first 3 weeks. Hasn't had that unbridled success recently, but overall her work has been superb. Megan Wiggins flips it foul.
You know, she did was start out with 2 complete games in the weekend, which is incredibly hard to do. And I think one, if not both, were shutouts. So it's like when you say she came out with a bang, she really did. Complete games are so hard to throw here. Oftentimes, you'll use your complete staff, 2, 3, maybe even 4 pitchers in a game. And she handled it. She handled business on opening weekend. Kilfoyl
just finished her college experience at Oklahoma State. Saw a note she was just voted the Female Athlete of the Year at Oklahoma State. That is a foul ball just wide of the bag. We're not just talking softball, folks. We're talking every single sport that they play at Oklahoma State. Athlete of the Year, Lexi Kilfoyl. That is a big deal.
Yeah, it's a huge deal. It says a lot about the season that she put together in her final season as a senior when she became the ace of the staff. She'd always pitched behind aces, and she was a solid number 2 and really was great at that role. Selfless player.
On the ground is short. Nice play made by Sydney Romero. So the first 2 outs of this 4th inning, ground balls to Sierra and then Sydney Romero. Let's check in with Savannah.
You mentioned the success we saw from Lexi Kilfoyl at the beginning of the season, but she feels like she's learned some big lessons here as a pro. She said the biggest part of her game that has made her so successful is how she's able to spot up her pitches and use the strike zone. But the thing that she knows that she can't do is even put it half a ball over the plate. She says it has to be a sliver in pro ball or these hitters are going to get a hold of it. But she's just said her ability to locate is the thing that she always knew that she was good at, but she had no idea how effective it would make her at the next level.
Thank you, Savannah. 2 outs. Morgan Zirkle is the batter. Well, she comes to that program, Oklahoma State. You know, people always talk about what's happening at Oklahoma. Oklahoma State's had some players over the years, just pitching-wise. Lexi Kilfoyl comes from a line of cowgirls that includes Carrie Eberly, Lauren Bay, the great Canadian, Michelle Smith. Those are just pitchers coming out of Oklahoma State over the years.
Well, and a lot of successful transfer pitchers that have entered that program recently and had success. A couple that you named were not transfers. They didn't have the transfer portal back in the Michelle Smith days, but it just seems like pitchers go there and they transfer from other programs and have a lot of success with belief behind them of Kenny Gajewski and his staff, which has had some transition over the past few years, but Carrie Eberly, actually the pitching coach there now at Oklahoma State, and coached Lexi last season.
I see a lot of Carrie Eberly when I watch Kilfoyl. Heavy down ball, gets a lot of ground balls. There's the 3rd ground ball of the inning, scooped up by Klingler, and she has enough arm to get Zirkle. So a 1-2-3 inning fashioned by Lexi Kilfoyl. We move to the 5th. It's a 2-2 tie. We have been tied at 2-2 since the 2nd inning. We've now made it to the 5th. Team Kilfoyl, Team Corrick. The AU Pro Sports Shop is now on Instagram. It's the best way to stay up to date on new arrivals, limited edition items, and our exclusive merch offering. Head to @AU Pro Shop to follow and connect.
I have a lot of merch in my closet. A few hats, some good shirts. Kind of my jam. I like a good comfy shirt, you know, of something that I'm passionate about, that I like to represent. All about it. Although I will say, you see that pink one that's out there? I can see that from the booth. I have had my eye on that pink shirt right there since it's been out there since week 2 is when I realized it. And I think that I see a couple of other girls kind of eyeballing it too. Number 9 right there, my number. She walked past it. Maybe she's not interested.
It is going to be Sydney Romero, Kayla Kowalik, Caroline Jacobson batting against Georgina Corrick. We have both captains into the game now, middle of the game. Pitching with nothing decided. 2-2 tie, off-speed pitch, just misses. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sydney Romero. Has not had to swing to pick up 18 points. She has walked and been hit with a pitch.
She may have a bruise, but hey, it was worth the 8 points.
No doubt about it. Oh, my goodness. She has now been hit with a pitch 13 times over the years here with Athletes Unlimited. 7 times last year.
I think a big part of that is that, you know, if you go in, you have to go hard in to her because of the pop that she has on that inner half.
In 3 plate appearances, Sydney has now seen 12 pitches. 10 of those 12 pitches have been balls. What are we going to have here? 3-2. Has to swing and spoils it foul. This is an international affair. You've got Georgina Cork, who's pitched internationally for the Great Britain national team. And you've got Sydney Romero, who represented Mexico in the Olympics a couple of years ago.
Little girl just stumbled into a ball. Now showing it to all of her teammates, yeah, when they got it.
That is foul. We'll do it again. Good crowd on a Saturday afternoon.
Great crowd. That little boy's going home with the ball, too. It's a big deal.
Here's the 9th pitch from Cork to Romero. And we'll have a 10th.
And I see, too, Taylor McQuillan warming up in the bullpen. So great option if Georgina gets into any trouble, especially it's a tight game. You feel like you have to be perfect here. Can't make as many mistakes.
High pop-up foul. It's kind of an awkward dance, though, for Georgina Cork. You know, she wants to get as many points as she can, and she is a pitcher exclusively. She doesn't hit. So the only point she's going to get besides winning innings and games is by getting outs in the circle. She's the captain. She can pitch as long as she wants. See right there, that's a +4. Georgina Cork just got 4 points for getting out number 1. So if she wants to go to the bullpen and bring in Taylor McQuillan, that's at her own detriment. You know, she needs to get points here in our final weekend. This is where she has moved up and down in terms of on the leaderboard.
She's skyrocketed. I mean, all the way to the top in week 4 when she became a captain going in this last week, but has pitched really well, taking advantage of the opportunities and times that she was called upon earlier on in the season, and has just been on the up and up, clearly, with the graphic that clearly shows it. It's not a pie chart that we just got to see, but it's still a great chart. I forget what that one's called.
The Venn diagram?
It's not a Venn. Line graph.
Two balls, no strikes. Kayla Kowalik, the batter. 2-1. Kowalik's hit the ball hard twice. Got a single, drove in a run in the first inning, and a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning. Hit the ball right in the screws to the first baseman Filler. This one could be a gapper. It gets down. Stand-up double for Kowalik. She can do a bit of everything with the bat in her hand. She is fun to watch.
Yeah, I totally agree with the swing that she just takes and how freely she just took this hack and turned on this inside pitch down in the zone. And I mean, look at her use of her bottom half. She has the speed to be able to slap. You saw the infield. Sis Bates was drawn in, and she just crushes that ball to the gap for extra bases, keeping her feet still.
Caroline Jacobson, the batter. This inning is worth 30 points. Jacobson back in the 1st inning. Had the bases loaded and 2 outs and hit the ball all the way to the wall, only to be denied by Morgan Zirkle.
That was a great catch in that 1st inning. One that was needed, too. Make that last out with runners on base, and it looked like it had a chance to get out of here and be a grand slam, but Morgan Zirkle made that great play up against the wall. Had some really nice defensive plays by the Audis in this game up against the wall.
Megan Wiggins in right field. Oh, 0-2 to Jacobson. What's been the pitch that's impressed you the most from Georgina Cork this year?
Yeah, it's her changeup. I mean, I was thinking at the first time that she threw it in this outing, the way that it just pops out of her hand, and she can throw it so consistently in the same spot over and over again in any count. But then, you know, she kind of lulls you to sleep with it because she'll take it away for a couple of batters and then she'll bring it back in, almost like you forget about it, and then she'll bring that changeup back in. So she can set it up really nicely with her other pitches, like her curveball she just threw.
Amanda, you've been involved with high-level softball for over 2 decades now. Has the changeup always had the same level of importance over the past 20 years, or has it ebbed and flowed?
I think it's only gotten more importance as every year has gone on with the amount of information, and that's at the college level. I think that's even at the youth level and definitely at the professional level, is the ability to change speeds, and not just change speeds to have 2 speeds, but to have 3 different speeds is definitely more of the trend that you're going for.
Cue shot, had a lot of spin. Korick goes to third, and out at third is Kowalik. And Emily Carasoni is suggesting maybe that they should challenge that call. The ball definitely beat Kowalik to third, but was the tag made?
Team Kilfoyl.
There is that off-speed pitch, hit well off the end of the bat. So much spin off the bat that Korick stuck with. And
that play is now under review.
You know, Eric, that took her more to the third base side. So good communication by Skaggs to be able to tell her she had a shot to make this out at third. And I think her foot got there. I think she's going to end up being safe, but I mean, don't take my word for it. I feel like I've been wrong on these, but I feel like her foot.
I'm going to go the other way.
You think she was out?
To me, I think she was out. I think it was bang, bang. The call on the field was out. I don't think that there's going to be enough evidence to overturn.
After further review, the call on field is upheld. The runner is out. This is Team Kilfoyl's
I just figured
challenge.
I'll pick the opposite of you, and I'm going to look like a genius.
Well, that, and you need to just, I mean, with the percentage-wise, like hardly any of the calls have been overturned. I don't even know why I give it a shot at this point anymore.
Coming into today's game, there had been 25 total challenges. Only 4 had been successful. We've had 2 challenges this afternoon, and both have been unsuccessful. So it has been a season-wide trend. So Kowalik is out at third on the fielder's choice. Jacobson's on at first, 2 down. Two-two tie, Jordan Rudley.
But just to put a bow, Eric, on that change-up and off-speed conversation, the point being why it's been so much more important is because there's so much film and scouting reports and video on these pitchers now that hitters go in so prepared. So name of the game as a pitcher is to get a hitter to not be on time, to fool them a little bit, right? And if they know the one speed that you throw, or if you only throw one speed, it's much easier to go up with a game plan and to hit off of that pitcher. So no longer are the days really where 2 speeds is working, but 3 speeds has really been the name of the game in college and professional.
Rudley is hit. That is going to be a +8, and the inning continues. She has not been retired. A little bit of everything. A single, a walk, and now hit with a pitch. And just because you're considered to be a pitching guru, Amanda, just curious, how many different ways, I'm not looking for an exact number, but how many different ways are there to throw a changeup in terms of grips and angles? And
for a changeup, a lot, because it is such a unique pitch to any pitcher. And I mean, I could just show you like a softball grip, but there's just so many different, or a softball grip, a changeup grip, but there are just so many different ways to grip it. Like literally, it is such a unique pitch for what feels best for each pitcher in terms of the release and the grip. Sometimes you can do like a circle change and lead with the circle through your release. Sometimes you can put more of your palm on it to where that takes speed off of it. Every other pitch, you want to have like a nice loose grip where that palm isn't as much on the ball to create some speed. But I mean, a changeup is such a unique pitch for every pitcher, and they have a different, they would describe a different way or what they think about differently for every person who throws it. It's what works best for them.
Thank you for that tutorial. Do I have to pay you? That was great.
Yeah, I am already typing up the invoice right now to our producer, Casey Carter and Sherry Kemp.
Runners on at first and second. Here's the number 9 batter, Claire Davidson. Uh-oh, this is deja vu for Davidson. She was batting with 2 outs and 3 runners on back in the 3rd inning and scalded a ball to right field, but it ended up in the glove of Megan Wiggins. Now she's got 2 runners on, 2 outs, and hits this one on the ground. What a play by Leach! Coming around, here comes the runner to score. Caroline Jacobson scores from second on the ground ball that never left the infield. Great base running by Jacobson.
great base running and a really aggressive call by Emily Carasoni, the facilitator for Team Kilfoyl, because the fact that she scored on this is, to me, a miracle. Great play by Aubrey Leach. She's on the all-defensive team. And then just a lack of communication by Team Cork to know that she was going home. Caught off guard a little bit. And think about how aggressive the Team Kilfoyl has been in this game. There's Caroline Jacobson rounding and not slowing down, going hard in. But because of aggressive base running there, and also Sarah Willis taking an extra base on a fly ball to left field, that was a run that they scored earlier in the game too. So aggressive base running paying off for Team Kilfoyl.
3-2 lead for Team Kilfoyl. Top of the 5th inning, Sierra Romero. Romero is facing Cork for a second time. She singled an inning ago when Cork first came into the game. Good eye. 2-2.
Elusive third out, Eric, just continues to be a problem in this game. I mean, we've had 2 clean innings, 2 3 up, 3 down innings, but besides that, it has been a struggle to get that last out.
This should end the inning. First baseman Filler. Side is retired, but Team Kilfoyl able to scratch across a run. They lead 3-2. Bottom of the 5th when we come back.
Go Purple! Oh my God, we're gonna win. I think that was off. She's going a lot more out than in. A lot more out than in. And especially with like the curveball, try to get on top. So like, just think more like here over the ball instead of trying to like catch up, if that makes sense. But if you decide and go at it, like you're gonna barrel it up.
Tori Vidales, we're on a microphone. We get a chance to listen into her interactions. And there is no one more analytical about her swing and at bats than Tori Vidales.
Oh, she loves to talk hitting with her dad. She loves to talk hitting with her teammates. And I feel like Tori might have a future in softball. You know, as a player, maybe she has a great future, but maybe even as an analyst on ESPN, I don't know. Maybe she should think about it. She loves to talk the game.
She's TV Tori for a reason. All right, Lexi Kilfoyl remains in the game. She got the bottom third of the order, 1-2-3, an inning ago. Now she needs to put a 0 on the board, and her team will win both the 3rd, 4th, and 5th innings. Aubrey Leach is the batter. Leach, Bates, McCleney. I do wonder sometimes, Tori is always giving advice and talking about the analytics. Does some people ever say, I don't want to know? I just kind of want to go up there blind?
Yes, there are definitely players and hitters that would rather just react and not really know. Maybe the best game plan is to not have a plan.
Line drive, cut off in left center by McCleney. Long single for Leach.
I mean, is it just me, Eric, or is Aubrey Leach just quickly in the past season or two really putting herself as one of the best hitters in the world? And I don't say that lightly, but I mean, you watch her time and time and time again and what she can do at the plate. I think that we need to start talking about her in that category with what she can do from the left-handed batter's box.
She's closing in on a 400 season. She's got 17 hits in 45 at-bats now. Just money. I wouldn't be surprised if she steals a base. She's got the quicks. She understands the game. Her team needs at least 1 run this inning. It's going to be big. This is 30-point inning.
She comes up in all the right times, too. I mean, her team just gave up a run. She has a chance to lead off. They need a spark. They need that answer back. And she comes up and gets herself on base for the rest of the top of the lineup.
Sis Bates, perfect today. 2-run homer in the first inning, hit with a pitch in the second.
Home run back in the first inning, a 2-run home run for Sis Bates, her first home run of the season. Got that leg kick going, got that power going, and of course got the joy going with her teammates as she entered home plate and got to celebrate with them.
Called strike 3. That's a big strikeout for Kilfoyl.
Huge. And she just snuck that pitch in there on the inner half, knowing how quick Sis's hands are on the inner half, just right on the knees. Maybe Sis expecting something out. Kilfoyl goes in, and is a well-executed pitch. And that's about knowing the strike zone, like Savannah was talking about with Lexi Kilfoyl and having that pinpoint precision. That is a prime example of it right there.
Haley McCleney. Halo 0 for 2. To short, Romero. Just enough to get McCleney by a whisker. 2 down. This may be challenged.
Challenging the out call at first base. That play is now under review.
Okay, it's an important part of the game. Team Cork is challenging the out call at first. Would you like first dibs, Amanda?
No, I mean, I don't even want to see it. Whatever it is on the field, that's what it's going to be. I don't even need to see it. I already
be like
know
George
what's about to
Costanza.
happen.
Be exactly opposite of what you think it should be. At first blush, I thought she was clearly out.
She was running hard.
After further review, the call on the field is upheld. The runner is
you.
out. This is Team Cork's second and final challenge.
And they do it quick, too, by the way.
28 challenges, only 4 have been successful.
That's 14%, by the way.
14.3, yeah.
Yeah. And, I mean, but the hustle, she wanted to make it there. She knows the importance of this inning, Haley McCleney does. A vet, understanding what's at stake, where they're at in their lineup. That was such a close play at first base.
Also goes to the internal clock of Sydney Romero. She knew exactly how much time she had to get it across the diamond. Okay, 2 outs. Runner on at scoring at second base. You got Charlize Palacios, the batter. She's bounced to the pitcher, and she's flown out to right field. 30 points on the line. Lexi Kilfoyl came on in the 4th inning. She has recorded 5 outs, 4 ground ball outs, and a strikeout. Really, the only ball hit hard against her was that single by Leach to begin on this 5th inning.
So careful with Shar at the plate. Her home run power, her clutchness that she showed in her collegiate career.
Popped up, out of play. We have one more game played on this field today, and it is going to be a doozy. You've got the top 2 teams, top 2 players on the leaderboard, the captains of the 2 teams. Alicia Ocasio's Team Ocasio taking on Amanda Lorenz's Team Lorenz. It's going to go a long way to determining this year's champ. That is a fair ball. Klingler throws out Palacios, and Kilfoyl gets out of it. It is 30 points for everyone on Team Kilfoyl. They lead 3-2. The 6th is next. Wednesday here on a Saturday afternoon. Final weekend, Athletes Unlimited Softball Championship season. It's a 3-2 lead. Team Kilfoyl just won the 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning by just scoring 1 run in the top of the 5th. And now they'll try and protect the overall game lead of 3-2. Here is your updated leaderboard. Amanda Lorenz, Alicia Ocasio, Skylar Wallace, all just chilling right now. We'll see them in our second game. Georgina Korick, she's currently in the circle. She is 4th. The top 4 players on the leaderboard all win medals. Sis Bates throws out Sydney McCleney to begin our 6th inning.
Can you believe this is our last week 5 of the season? The AUSL coming out next year, and our last week 5 of the season with the leaderboard like
and
this.
Next year it's going to be called the Championship Cup.
Yeah.
And it's going to be only 4 weeks, not 5.
Right.
If that had been the case, this year, Georgina Korick would have 2nd place. And the week 2nd to only Amanda Lorenz. TV Tori Vidales. She's due. Some things you guess at, other things you just know. When you look down at your scoreboard and you see that Tori Vidales is 0 for 3,
yeah,
that tells you she's going to get a hit here. I probably shouldn't break this to Georgina Korick, but I really like Tori's odds of getting a hit here. Well, she's got some work to do. Ball and 2 strikes.
It's a tough strike call. I was a little bit outside. Again, the strike zone's been a little bit more liberal, but pitchers have gotten some calls.
Ooh. Smart pitch by Korick. A little bit wide.
She just doesn't give in much. You know, Eric, like she doesn't bring many pitches on the plate unless she absolutely has to, but she's so good at painting the corners.
Popped up. Foul territory. That is a big out for Korick. Vidales, out number 2. She's 0 for 4. Two outs, bases clear. Bailey Klingler, the batter. Klingler, another 1 for 3 day. What's new? She's hitting .333 on the season. She is 13 for 39. Pops it up. Another quick inning. 1, 2, 3 goes Team Kilfoyl. Korick gets 3 more outs. We go to the home half of the 6th. 1-run lead, Team Kilfoyl.
In last night's game for Team Lorenz, Rachel Garcia got her first win of the season. She looked really good, but what stuck out to me was that off-speed pitch, that drop ball that made her rise ball and her curveball look that much more effective. But when you see Rachel Garcia going down in the zone like that, that means that she is locked in, and honestly, she usually is. And when you look at where Rachel Garcia has finished in the championship seasons, it's top 10 after top 10 finish, even in AUX. I mean, that is what she does. So out in left field right now, waiting to start in this next game. She'll get this next one with her captain, Amanda Lorenz, who's in first place.
Coming up 5:30 Eastern, Valley Networks, you got Team Ocasio, Team Lorenz. Bubba Nichols, the champion of AUX, part of Team Ocasio this week. Victoria Hayward has been a great story. She busted up her finger in week 3, and that has almost jump-started her season. She is red hot right now. Hotter than a fur coat in Phoenix. That game is coming up next.
Do you want to put a fur coat on right now?
Not here in Chicago, no. It is high 80s, muggy. Good softball weather. Allie Skaggs. Skaggs not in the original starting lineup, but she's gotten playing time ever since the first inning. She came on to run for Sam Fisher, who had a triple, but then an awkward slide getting into third. There's Sam Fisher right there. Can't take her off the field. Tougher than a one-eared alley cat. She's been coaching first base ever since leaving the game and being replaced by Allie Skaggs.
It's good to see her out there on the field.
Yeah.
Still after that triple that she hit.
Skaggs, Sachelle Palacios, Andrea Filler here in the 6th inning against Lexi Kilfoyl. Popped up. Davidson. 1 down.
It's always interesting to watch Lexi Kilfoyl because it's like, as a hitter, you know what she's going to throw. She's going to throw a drop ball probably 85% of the time, and then she'll mix in that changeup. But it shows you how good that pitch is for her with that drop ball, that she's still just able to continue to get outs and have shutdown innings, throwing those same pitches that everybody knows is coming, but it has so much movement. She throws with that good velocity. It's just hard to barrel her up.
We're going to have a pinch hitter, one of Chicago's own. Carly Spade will come on. She'll get a nice welcome when she's announced. She went to high school right on Addison, which is close to Wrigley Field, north side. Lane Tech.
I always wonder how a change like this came about, because Georgina Corrick, Sachelle Palacios was, I think, her 2nd pick. And so when you pinch hit for somebody who was drafted so high up for you, I wonder if it's just because Sachelle is thinking, I don't see Lexi Kilfoyl very well, or if Carly Spade's thinking, oh, I hit drop balls really great, put me in. Like, I just wonder how that decision came about with the year that Sachelle has and how high up she got drafted.
Off the end of the bat, foul, ball and 2 strikes. Spade had one of the greatest Division I college careers ever, playing in the Mid-American Conference, played at Miami. Miami of Ohio is actually just a little bit bigger than the high school she went to. Close to 5,000 students every year at Lane Tech. One of the biggest high schools in America. The nickname of the school, the athletic teams are called the Champions, the Lane Tech Champions. Kind of random.
Okay.
What if you have a bad team that you, oh, we're the champions, even though our record's 3-20.
Interesting. I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Yeah. I can't think of another high school. It's called the Champions.
Wow. One thing about her putting her in, though, one swing can tie it up for Team Corrick.
3-2. On the ground is short. Romero throws out Spade. 2 down. Get closer to the action with your free unlimited club membership. Vote on game MVPs. Compete in the AU Fantasy League for exclusive prizes and more. Sign up now at auprosoftball.com. Both runs for Team Corrick coming back in the 1st inning. Home run by Sis Bates. That's been it. Andrea Filler, the batter.
Really, since the 2nd, they've struggled to even get anybody on. Had a single back in the 5th by Aubrey Leach, but besides that, it's been pretty quick work after a long first 2 innings.
Now, the combination of Peyton St. George and Georgina Corrick in recent innings, really good. They've retired 12 of the last 13. The only blemish, that single by Aubrey Leach an inning ago. That's Peyton St. George. And a strike. McCleans are lower than normal today. At least louder than normal. On the ground, that'll make it through. Base hit for Filler.
So what happens is that sometimes they're landing. You're on the landing path, and so it's not as loud. But today, they're all taking off. So they're revving up, you know, they got to get things going. So that's what I've noticed about calling games here, is that sometimes you're on the landing path and things are pretty quiet. And other times you're on the takeoff path and it is loud.
And folks, have you ever been to Chicago O'Hare Airport? When you're landing and you look down, more often than not, you're in a position to see Parkway Bank Sports Complex. We are super close to the airport here in the village of Rosemont.
Would you rather listen to planes taking off as loud as this, or fireworks like you guys had last night?
Goodness.
Would you rather?
Never-ending fireworks. It was like 55 minutes of fireworks.
Which one are you choosing?
They actually emptied the village of Rosemont's coffers. They're not going to have a nickel to spend on Monday after that fireworks display.
You didn't pick.
The fireworks are pretty distracting. I like planes landing and taking off. That's, to me, it's a better deal.
That'd be my pick.
I felt bad for Alyssa Denham. She was pitching and trying to get outs, and there was just so much activity over the right field wall with all the fireworks and all the sound. But she's a pro. Nice work by Sierra Romero to field and fire, and the 6th inning is history. It's a 1-run lead for Team Kilfoyl. Let's take a look at the play of the game presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. It's the go-ahead run for Team Kilfoyl.
Yeah, and it was Claire Davidson scoring Caroline Jacobson, and it was all about the base running to me by Caroline Jacobson, who started at second base, and the ball didn't make it out of the infield. That is the go-ahead run. That's where we stand right now with a 3-2 score, and why Team Kilfoyl has the lead.
No one scored in the 6th inning, so the 7th inning, with the game being on the line, is going to be worth 20 points. And it'll still be the captain for Team Cork, Georgina Cork, in the circle. Cork came on in the 4th inning. She has been charged for 1 earned run, so she's gone backwards 10 points, but she has recorded 9 outs, which is a plus 36.
Good math.
So overall, her stat points today, 26. Final weekend, the final 2 games today and 2 games tomorrow of our 5th Athletes Unlimited Championship season.
Well, you know Cork's excited about where she sits on the leaderboard, right there in 4th place. She had a 5th place finish in AUX back in 2022, but in the championship season that she played at in 2023, finished 29th. So it's a huge deal. Finish in the top 5 to finish in the top 10 even. Your best finish in a champ season.
I think for Cork too, you know, she plays internationally for Great Britain. She played collegiately at USF. You know, didn't play in the Big 12 or the Pac-12 or the Big 10 or the SEC. But matched up with the best softball players in the world here in AU, and she has always held her own and then some.
Always.
On the ground, down to one knee goes Leach. That's the first out of our 7th inning.
I mean, she's been a part of that Great Britain national team for 10 years now, since 2014. So she has that international experience. She's highly respected. And is finishing this season really strong, finishing on a high note with the way that she's throwing the ball and has risen on the leaderboard since the first couple of weeks.
Kayla Kowalik. Kowalik has one of the 3 hits allowed by Cork. That was a double back in the 5th inning. Bunt, foul.
These left-handed slappers and hitters that this league has. It's just not even fair sometimes. I mean, yeah, you have the hitters that you don't have to worry about you have the left-handed hitters where you don't have to worry about a drag or a slap, but then you have somebody like Kilfoyl who's like Aubrey Leach, and they have so many tools and so much speed. They're so hard to defend. We saw her crush that double in the right center field gap, and then she comes around and lays down a bunt down the third baseline. Like, when you have speed like that and so many different tools, the defense, it's just a challenge to play you.
Two balls, two strikes. On the ground, under the glove of Sis Bates. Third hit of the game for Kilfoyl. She may be in line for one of the 3 MVPs at the end of the game. One out, runner on at first for Caroline Jacobson. This would be big if Team Kilfoyl could get another run and double their lead heading into the bottom of the 7th. Jacobson does not have a hit, but she had one of the most important plays of the game. Heads up base running we were talking about, where she went from second to home on a ball that never left the infield, picking up the 3rd run for Team Kilfoyl. Off-speed pitch, a beauty.
I love that pitch. See, she doesn't overuse it. You don't know when that changeup is going to come. That's why, to me, it's so effective. I mean, the way that she throws it is fantastic, but she just doesn't overuse that pitch.
How many people over the years have had a good enough changeup that they can throw it 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive pitches?
That'd be interesting to think about what percentage of pitchers that is, because it's a small percentage. I would say maybe 5%, like we're at single digits, under 10%, I would think for sure.
What do you think is the range, in your opinion, differentiation between top-end speed and bottom-end speed?
I think it can really vary based off of, and I know that that just isn't a pinned-down answer there, but
2 down, Zirkle makes the play.
in general, you would say 15 to 20 miles an hour, but it depends on how hard you throw to begin with. And it depends on, too, how well you sell it through your release. If you are somebody who sells it really well, that you can't pick it up out of the hand, maybe you can throw it 20, 17, like a little bit slower because you're just so fooled by it. But there's some people that give it away, where the slower it is, the more a hitter has a chance to be able to make a correction and hit it.
I think it'd be really cool if Jordan Rudley got some MVP votes. She's been an effective player this afternoon. She's come to the plate 3 times. She's not been retired. She's singled. She's walked. She's been hit with a pitch. And this is someone who has not gotten a lot of playing time this year. And if you're a catcher with Athletes Unlimited, I'm telling you, even if you're not in the lineup, you are still doing work. You're catching bullpens. You're making sure pitchers are going over scouting reports. There's a lot that goes into being a catcher. So it's kind of nice that Jordan Rudley's getting her moment in the sun here in week 5.
I love, too, that our Purdue team is here, and they're her biggest cheerleader in this game. They have been rooting her on every time that she has reached, which has been a lot in this game.
Change up. 2-2. Look at that.
They are. What are the things called with the head again?
Fatheads.
Yeah.
Rudley, foul right side.
It's crazy to think, too, with seeing them, that school's starting up. These college teams are getting together for the first time, teams that we'll end up seeing in 2025 season. It's already happening. Time's flying.
Ball gets away from the catcher. Palacios throws down, not in time. I've actually heard over the years that a lot of these, not a lot, but I've heard colleges, as they get ready for fall ball, sometimes they'll implement a lot, almost verbatim, of what we're doing here with Athletes Unlimited with the algorithm to try and get their players up to speed in a short amount of time. Scoring system of how we keep track of players. Beautiful pitch by Cork. She strikes out Rudley, and that'll do it for the top of the 7th. It is a 1-run lead for Team Kilfoyl. Last chance for Team Cork. Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball is sponsored by the U.S. Air Force. It has been a whirlwind 5 weeks, drawing to a close. Week 5, Athletes Unlimited Softball's championship season. We have today, we have tomorrow. We'll crown a champion, and we'll close the book of Unlimited on this year's season. First game of 2 this afternoon in Rosemont. It is a 1-run lead for Team Kilfoyl, 3-2. Team Cork has 3 outs to work with. Morgan Zirkle, Aubrey Leach, Sis Bates will hit against Lexi Kilfoyl, the way it should be. Kilfoyl is the captain, and she controls the game right now in the circle. 3 innings of work, 9 outs recorded, 7 ground outs, no runs allowed. She'll be tested off the end of the bat. Zirkle squibs it foul.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if this team has any magic here in these late innings, kind of like the Morgan Zirkle walk-off that they had when Palacios, Sachelle Palacios was the captain. And a lot of the same characters that are on this team that had that magic in that walk-off win last weekend.
Zirkle choking up on the bat. Just tries to touch and go and comes up empty, 0-2. Yeah, if I'm Lexi Kilfoyl and I'm looking who I'm facing here, Zirkle, Leach, and Bates, and then McCleney, if anyone gets on, she will have earned the win.
A lot of points on the line with the carryover to innings and also just the win. A lot of points on the line here late in this game.
Caught! Klingler! Robbery! Defensive play of the game, Bailey Klingler.
Yeah, the faces of her teammates in the dugout pretty much sum it up with everybody else's face too, especially I can speak for myself up here in the booth with Bailey Klingler robbing Morgan Zirkle of likely extra bases. I think that this is a double written all over it. Full extension by Bailey Klingler. And remember, she had been named a part of the all-defensive team in that corner position. Mega catch by Bailey Klingler.
That may be worth 20 points for her. I think she's going to get votes for defensive MVP with that play alone. Aubrey Leach pounds it foul. Leach with a meatloaf special. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Singled and scored in the first inning. Struck out in the second, singled in the 5th. This is her second look at Kilfoyl.
That catch was so big in the whole scheme of things. Where we're at in the season, where we're at in this game, close game, trying to finish it out. Where Team Cork is at in their lineup, with the top of the lineup up now with Aubrey Leach. I mean, this is just an unbelievable play with everything that is at stake. It'd be an unbelievable play if it was in the 2nd inning in week 1, but it is in week 5, game on the line, 1-run game, close to 100 points seemingly on the line. And that is the reaction from her teammates because they know it too.
Ball and 2 strikes. No one scored in the 6th inning. This is a rollover 20-point inning with the game on the line. If Team Kilfoyl can just get 2 more outs without a run scoring, in essence, they get 70 points. 20 points for winning the 6th and the 7th, and then 50 for winning the game. On the ground, smothered by Vidales. 2 down.
So the ball finds both of the all-defensive corner position players in this inning. Sure-handed players, Tori Vidales at first, and then Bailey Klingler at third base for 2 outs that they made look easy, and it's not easy plays, even that chopper.
So the last hope for Team Corrick is Sis Bates. Bates drove in the only runs of the game for Team Corrick back in the first inning when she slammed a homer. Scooped up by Kilfoyl, it's over. What a win for Team Kilfoyl. They survive 3-2 on the penultimate day of AU's championship season.
Back and forth game, and it just seemed like when Lexi Kilfoyl entered this game, they grabbed momentum. She pitched so well. She's the captain. She earned that right, put herself in, and she pitched fantastic.
Kilfoyl's going to get a whole bunch of points. We'll tabulate it and have it for you for our second game. That's going to do it for our first of 2. We'll have another one coming your way in just a bit. Athletes Unlimited continues shortly. Team Ocasio, Team Lorenz. But for now, for Amanda Scarborough, for Savannah Collins, I'm Eric Collins saying thanks for watching.